Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Kind of started this video a little preemptively, but I thought I'd do my books I read like whatever month a little differently today. For this one, I got my Starbucks, I'm out and about, I brought my iPad so I can tell you what books I've read, and like I said, I started the video a little preemptively, but luckily I have it already pulled up. I was gonna do a video for December, but I couldn't figure out on Goodreads how to pull up like that previous month's reads. I was only going by I don't know, I think the current year. I don't know what I was doing, but I couldn't find December. And then of course, when I'm getting ready to film this video, I find my December reads from Goodreads, because I didn't keep track of like what books I was reading. I was just like going off Goodreads like I've done this whole time. So December we missed out on, oh well. And I was even really excited to talk about it because there was a lot of good books I read that month. But here we are, we will talk about our January books. Let's see. I'm gonna take a sip real quick before we start. Ooh, one of the strawberries got right there. All right, I think I read 8 books for January, which is pretty good, I think. A lot of them I listened to about 5 out of the 8, so I only really read 3 of them, but still, I mean, that's a lot of books, you know. So we'll start with the first one. The first book I read in January was Gleam by Raven Kennedy. I absolutely love this series. I bought a t-shirt with like the characters' names on it with a gilded cage, and I absolutely love it. So I mean, like, it's it was a good book for me. It's the 4th one, sorry for the beeping. If I get any text, like, it might come through, but hopefully I don't get a lot of text. I gave it 4 stars. I think I gave this one a 4-star rating because, man, why did I give it a 4-star rating? I'm confused why I gave it 4. Why did I give it only 4, not 5? I don't know why I gave it only 4-star, but I feel like this one was where a lot of stuff happened. A lot went down. There was so much all in this one book. It was a lot, and it was so incredibly good. I'm very excited to read the next one, which is Glow, and that comes out later on this year, I think sometime in June. So very stoked to see how that goes. Yeah. It's on Kindle Unlimited. If any of you guys have Kindle and use Kindle Unlimited, there's always deals going on for like sign up and you get 2 months free, or sign up and you get 3 months free, or 3 months for like $5.99, which is the deal I did. Excuse me. And honestly, Kindle Unlimited is amazing. And just reading on the Kindle, I think I prefer reading on the Kindle versus reading. Oh my gosh, I keep hiccuping. I think I prefer reading on the Kindle versus actual physical books, mainly because I like to read at night and I like to read in my bed, and my boyfriend likes to play his video games in the dark, and his desk is in our room with his computer, so the lights are off, you know, it enhances his game. Like, the Kindle's obviously lit up, so it just helps out my reading, and it tells you like how long it takes you to finish a chapter, and I'm like, bet I'm gonna finish that in half the time. I do enjoy my book still, like I do take time to actually read it, but it's like a little mental challenge for me. So anyways, my little competitive side coming out. The next book so that one I actually did read. The next book I listened to was The Raven Boys, which is by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the first book in the Raven Cycle series. I decided to read this book because I have gotten some merch from the Bookish shop from my subscription box for book stuff, and it's had some Raven Cycle stuff in it. And every single merch item I've seen that's like Raven Cycle inspired, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. So I just like had to read it to see like what it's all about, and I was majorly let down. I think there was a lot of good potential with the book. I like it. I think the concept is very interesting, but not a whole lot happened. And what did end up happening was like towards the very end of the book, and then after that it just went back to the plain melodrama, just like nothing really exciting. I don't know if I listened to the second one, to be honest. Maybe just to see if maybe I am missing out still. Like maybe the second one is better. Maybe that's where all this hype comes in, is from the second one. So I'm not too sure. I wasn't a fan of it, and I think I gave that one 3 stars, and that was being generous. I gave it that 3rd star because I liked the concept of it. It had potential, and it has potential for the second one, for the second book, I'm sure, but it was a no for me. Third book was Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, which it was our book of the month for our book club that I'm a part of, Book Babes, which you guys have seen here on my channel as well too. We do have an Instagram account. Please follow us. It's been super fun being part of the book Instagram and book talk community. Everyone so far has been incredibly nice, giving great book recommendations, and just being very supportive of how you read, what you read, and the variety of like how people read. I think is really cool too. I love seeing different people's genres that they choose to read. I like to stick to my fantasy. I do read rom-coms. I do read like thrillers, but I think those ones are ones I like to listen to more. So I don't know. Is that weird? I'd rather read physically the fantasy books, but listen to thriller and rom-coms. I don't know. Anyways, Red Queen, 5 stars. If you watch the video, you can see our full review on it. Great book. Next one was Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This book was not the best book either. I gave it the 3 stars because I gave it the 3rd star because I liked how there was representation in the book. Like there was minorities minorities of both color and sexuality which I do appreciate. I feel like there's not enough variety of those things, so great. The 3rd star. But it really just was very unrealistic to me, and I feel like, you know, people throw in like filler scenes or filler like descriptions, you know, like to kind of like get to a certain word count or to make the book a little longer. Well, this author, the filler item of choice was cursing. Like literally every other word I felt like was a curse word, and I don't mind like cursing at all. I do curse, but it gets to a point where it's kind of like it gets really, it doesn't add to the plot. It doesn't add to like the intensity of a scene when it's literally every other word. You're just like, okay, I get it. Like you curse like crazy. That is, your language is just a curse word. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I didn't appreciate how much there was. It was really redundant. Didn't add to it. That was it. Okay. Next one was The Guilt Trip by Sandy Jones. This, I gave it 4-star rating. It was a really great thriller. I think I just didn't give it 5 stars because, oh gosh, hold on. I'm trying to like remember again. Okay, what was this? The Guilt Trip. You know, I think it might have just not like, it was a good book, but I think it just didn't really give me that 5-star factor. Didn't you guys feel that way? Like, this was a really good book. I highly recommend it, but I gave it 4 stars, not a 5-star. Does that make sense? a little bit, oh shoot, I can't like read the descriptions because I'm not on Wi-Fi. I didn't connect to my hotspot before this, but the Guilt Trap was literally just like a bunch of drama. It was like it just reminded me, this is what a telenovela would be like. If you were to go watch a telenovela, it would be this Guilt Trip, but it was like telenovela but make it dark. Like, that's what this was. So I did enjoy it, and I was like enjoying all the time. I was like, oh wait, what? Oh, okay. It was a good book. It just reminded me of a telenovela, and I think it just didn't really give me that like 5-star factor. But the next book I read, which was A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the second book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. 5-star for sure. Oh my gosh, this book is probably now my next comfort book. I didn't realize how much I enjoyed fantasy. Like, I know I've been saying that like almost every single month, but this one I was just like, okay, yeah, this is my genre. These characters just have me. I'm almost done with the third book right now, and guys, I can't explain to you how much comfort this book brought me. It was like a complete like ride of emotions, but like the characters, you just related to them, and you appreciated their friendship, and you appreciated their love, and it was just like so much emotion packed into one book. And given this is a thick book, so I mean, it was lengthy, a lot packed into it because it was thick, but very good. I would highly recommend the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I don't think it's probably for everyone, but for me, it's definitely up my alley and a comfort read for sure now. Okay, third book was A Touch of Malice by Scarlett St. Clair. I don't know why I keep listening to this series. Like, this is the third one. I guess there's a fourth one coming out next year. Why did I keep listening? Like, this was one that I should have not finished. I think like halfway through it, I was like, what is the point? Like, I just was not into it. I gave it 3 stars. Again, I probably was a little more generous. I feel like I couldn't have given it 2 stars, mainly because there was a lot more drama going on, so the plot was actually a little decent this time. But I was still just struggling, I guess. I finished it, but I didn't really enjoy it. You know, I was just determined to not mark it as DNF, which is did not finish, because I don't want to start off my January reads that way. Okay, second to last book I read was The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. Oh my gosh, 5 stars. That was such an intense book, such a great book. Holy cow, like so many emotions in that book, like of love, of like anxiety, of like nervousness, of like, oh man, just so many things. How the book ended too blew my mind, and I want to know more. Like, I wish there was a second book, and maybe there is. I don't think so, but I want there to be a second book, and I want this to be a movie as well too. It is a very good book. 5 stars, highly recommend. Another 5-star book, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides something. That was another book that I've been meaning to like read for a long time, but never really got around to, and it did not disappoint. Very intense, and I have theories about the ending. I want to know how it really like if my theory is right. I ended up texting my friends who all read it, and I was like, oh my gosh, the ending, and they're like, right? So highly recommend it. It was like really good suspenseful book, and there's so many like plot twists, and you're like, I did not see that coming. Holy cow, what? And then you start like connecting dots, and you're just like, oh wait, what? So highly recommend The Silent Patient if you like mystery and thriller. I definitely listened to a lot more mystery and thriller and rom-coms this past month, and this month I think I might keep it up, but I think I'm gonna try and listen to some other fantasy books that I've been wanting to try, or some, I don't know, more mystery and thrillers, I guess. So maybe not much will change. Anyways, this is a really long video for books I've read, but I'm very passionate about the books I read this past month, very passionate about how good and how badly they were. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know what books you guys read this month, whether it was a good one or a bad one. If you guys have any recommendations, definitely drop them down below. All about the book recommendations. My to be read list, mile long, but I can keep adding to it. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.